Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. Glad to be back with our first webinar of 2018. And it's a good one to ensure that you begin 2018 on the right foot. It's about empowering your employees with an Office 365 Intranet and equipping your employees and teams with the tools they need to be more self-sufficient, informed, engaged, and more productive. I'm Sudi Gumi, the Director of Marketing at BizPortal Solutions, and with me is Anil Gursahani, our Solutions Lead, and Surendra Dudani, our VP of Product, who has a cold, so you probably won't be hearing from him much today. So in today's webinar, we will be discussing what an Office 365 Intranet is for those that are not familiar, and the features it has to reduce time-consuming busy and admin work, reduce the burden on your HR and IT, provide employees with easy self-help and self-service tools, improve collaboration, and importantly, replace other tools and products that you're currently using. And we will talk more about what that means in today's webinar. So with that, let's get started with the agenda. Our agenda will be as follows. First, we're going to give you a quick introduction to our team and company, BizPortal Solutions. Two, we will walk through some common challenges employees face and how an Office 365 Intranet solves these challenges. Three, we will talk about specific features and capabilities of an Office 365 Intranet and how they empower your employees. And then four, Anil will demo our BizPortals 365 product to visually show you what an employee-focused Office 365 Intranet looks like. So BizPortals 365 is our product, a comprehensive modern Intranet that is for Office 365 and is built to be a central employee hub for businesses large and small. So we will be showcasing you our product today. And then lastly, we will end with some Q&A. We will try to leave some time for Q&A at the end. If we can't get to your questions throughout the webinar, we will get back to you via email. And then please note that your microphone is on mute, so please use the chat inside the GoToWebinar toolbar to ask your questions. So for introductions, again, I'm Sudi Gumi, the Director of Marketing at BizPortal Solutions. Prior to joining BizPortals, I was a management consultant at PricewaterhouseCoopers, focused on developing digital strategy and leading digital transformation projects for large corporations. I'm joined by Anil Gursahani, who's our Solutions Lead and our on-the-ground general. He leads our customer implementations and our solutions consultant team. He has over 12 years of experience building and implementing Intranet and digital workplace solutions that are based on Office 365 and SharePoint, and he will be providing the brief demo and answering your questions in the QA. As I mentioned, Surendra is out with the cold. So as a company, BizPortal Solutions, we are a full-service Office 365 and SharePoint shop based in Orange County, Southern California. We have offices in Boston and India as well. We have about 130 employees comprised of Office 365 and SharePoint experts, developers, customer success representatives, and solution consultants. And I mentioned that we have our BizPortals 365 product. So we have a product development team, and we also provide customization, implementation, planning, migration, and other key Office 365 and SharePoint services. We, as a company, we have over 15 years of experience developing Intranet and digital workplace solutions on SharePoint and Office 365. So we're experts in these areas, as well as the Microsoft platform as a whole. And our customers range from small businesses to larger enterprises, and they vary across industries, as we can customize our solution to meet your business and industry specific needs. And then finally, we have been Microsoft Gold partners for over 15 years as well. So to start off the core of our presentation, I wanted to share some common challenges that employees and businesses, including our customers, face. First, employees lack a central, easy-to-use tool where they go to access all the information and tools that they need. Also, they use many different tools for different purposes. For example, a separate project management tool, a separate document management tool, and these tools are not in one place fully integrated into one solution. So they have to go to many different places, so to speak, to get work done. And on a daily basis, this is very challenging and counter to productivity. So much productivity is already lost switching from task to task, and that is even worsened and exacerbated by having different products for different purposes. Then they lack access to up-to-date information, whether it's an inability to search and find the latest and greatest version of a document, get the latest company news and announcements, find the latest HR policies, or access and distribute reports from your other business systems. Employees often lack the access to information they need when they need it. And too much time is spent on finding information. And we've seen many estimates say employees spend 1 to 2 hours a day searching for information, just information in documents. And then they're burdened with admin and manual processes, whether it's submitting HR information, office forms, or manual workflows. Employees are inundated with unnecessary busy work that blocks their productivity. And then lack of mobility. Employees lack anytime, anywhere access to the information they need, whether they're on the go, traveling, whether you have employees in a distributed kind of workforce on the floor, etc. So they lack the mobility and anywhere, anytime access. So of course, there are many more challenges than these, but these are kind of the core common ones that we'll be addressing. And I'm sure many of you face some, if not all of these challenges within your team or even across the business. So how does an Office 365 Intranet address these challenges? Simply put, an Office 365 Intranet provides a central place where employees go to find and access the information and tools they need to get work done and be more productive. It keeps all of your information, communication, employees and teams, and everything that they work on in one streamlined, organized place, so you have a central source of truth. It provides employees with self-service and self-help tools. Self-service tools are those that help employees undertake tasks without depending on others, such as your HR, IT, project managers for information, etc. It serves employees in the most common day-to-day tasks and pain points that inhibit their productivity. And then Office 365 Intranet provides a simple, easy, and intuitive user experience to make it easier for employees to use and drive their engagement and user adoption, which is very important. And an Office 365 Intranet can be a comprehensive workplace solution that is really more than just your typical intranet. As you will see in this webinar, it can be a robust tool for your document management, project management, HR management, and more. And as such, it can replace other products that you are currently using and allow you to consolidate and rally around one central comprehensive workplace solution. Then when you put all of that together, a simple interface, a central tool for your employees and teams to use, a central place for your documents and company-wide communication and collaboration, an Office 365 Intranet creates a more engaged and connected workplace and culture. So now what specific features and capabilities does an employee-focused Office 365 Intranet have as an employee hub and go-to digital workplace solution for your business and employees? One, an Office 365 Intranet provides a central place for up-to-date and critical information. All of your information, whether it's your company or team documents, news, announcements, projects, team calendars, in Office 365 Intranet houses and organizes all of these different forms of communication and content. And importantly, within Office 365 Intranet, it's easy to add, edit, and share all of these different types of content and communication, whether you're a user or admin of the intranet. And an Office 365 Intranet has powerful search features, allowing you to easily and quickly search across all of your information, content, projects, news, and events that are housed and reside within your intranet. So saving the hours per day employees spend finding information. An Office 365 Intranet also importantly automates workflows, multi-step workflows, whether it's general approvals on documents or admin requests from your manager, HR, or different team like your finance team for a expense request, or more complex operations like inventory updates. These can be automated. So these are just, of course, just a few examples and can be extended and customized to your business and employee needs. You can also automate and bring in workflows from different systems, such as your ERP systems, your CRM, sales and finance, and so on. So the things in Office 365 Intranet can automate are vast. And then in Office 365, Intranet has self-service tools. So self-service tools include those that help employees with admin tasks, such as your office forms for common everyday tasks, such as your expense reimbursement forms, time off requests, requests for purchases, which, surprisingly or maybe not surprisingly, businesses still rely on paper forms and manual approvals for. And of course, these can be customized to your different forms that your business relies on. And these forms can be digitized and automated. And then HR type tasks, so that employees can easily find your up-to-date policies and procedures. It is also great for training and development. So many of our clients specifically use BizPortals for training, where they house training content, videos, and training activity checklists. Also to provide onboarding help for new employees and offboarding for employees that leave. So all of these decrease the burden and dependence on HR. Also self-service tools for IT type tasks, for example, submitting and receiving IT help desk tickets, that those can be automated and basically housed and fully integrated within the intranet. Also self-help, such as frequently asked questions, how to type information, and how to type videos. So there are plenty of self-help tools in Office 365 Intranet can provide, depending on your needs. And again, these are just a few examples. And then in Office 365, Intranet helps more than just that. It manages and organizes your day-to-day work in a true comprehensive sense. So from managing your work and documents, to managing your projects and tasks, to managing your and your employees' performance, in Office 365, Intranet can be, again, more than just a typical intranet, and it's more of a comprehensive business-enabled solution. And in Office 365, Intranet also provides critical collaboration tools. So it has team sites for within team and cross-team execution. It has dedicated sites or workspaces that you can kind of create and customize based on team, project, location, or however you want to facilitate the work and collaboration that needs to be done. It also provides useful and more efficient ways of communicating between people and teams. For example, you can integrate discussion boards, chat rooms, and real-time instant messaging within your Office 365 Intranet so that your team communication is housed and streamlined in one central place with everything else. And then in Office 365 Intranet equips you for a mobile workforce. As more people work remotely while traveling from home in different distributed kind of locations and workspaces, information continues to be increasingly searched and needed to be accessed on mobile devices. So mobility is really a key for business productivity in today's world. And in Office 365, Intranet provides access from anywhere, anytime, on any device, while employing enterprise-grade security as a cloud solution. And last but not least, in the Office 365 Intranet has features to boost employee engagement. So often overlooked, but the more employees are engaged with their work and with the company and are in the know of what's going on, the more happy and productive they are. And in Office 365, Intranet keeps employees engaged by providing useful tools and features that we discussed, many social collaboration type features as well. And it's easy to use. So the easier it is to use, the more people will use it. And the more people use it, the more engaged and informed they will be. So it's kind of this powerful cycle. In Office 365 Intranet, again, it has social collaboration features. It has an employee directory, making it easier for employees to connect with teams and colleagues across your business. And there's other things like the ability to provide quick and important on-the-spot feedback and recognition with its employee communication and performance management features. So these are key features of an employee-focused Office 365 Intranet. So now let's talk more about what an Office 365 Intranet is as a product and how it works and does everything that I just discussed. So an Office 365 Intranet is built off of the Office 365 and SharePoint framework, and it extends Office 365 and SharePoint into a intranet and comprehensive digital workplace solution. So it extends Office 365 and SharePoint framework through some development and configurations to deliver increased and more flexible usability so that you can organize and access things more quickly, do common tasks more easily, things like drag and drop features, ability to easily publish content and and much more. And Anil will give you a better view into this with the demo. And two, an Office 365 Intranet delivers added functionality. So for example, document management and collaboration features that come out of the box with Office 365 SharePoint are enhanced. But with BizForce 365, what we've done, we've extended the functionality even further beyond kind of your basic internet features with robust inbuilt features for project management, forms management and automation, and HR and employee management. And these can all stand alone as separate solutions, but they're all fully integrated within your internet. So one single solution that has all of your tools in one unified place. And then three, Office 365 Internet integrates with key Office 365 tools to bring in, the power of the Office 365 ecosystem. So integrations with Outlook for email integration, OneDrive for your file and storage, Teams and Yammer for project discussions and real-time communication, Planner to supplement your task management, Microsoft Flow, an important tool to automate manual forms and workflows, and Power BI to make data and reports easy to digest and understand with graphs and visuals. So these are some key Office 365 tools and functionality that are integrated within Office 365 Intranet. And then four, with BizForce 365, we've enabled the ability to integrate with other business applications, your CRM and ERP, for example, to bring and distribute data and reports and bring in workflows from these external systems. Then since it's built off of the Office 365 and SharePoint framework, and Office 365 Internet directly, instantly and quickly connects to your Office 365 and SharePoint environment. So it's really just another tool in your Office 365 toolset and ecosystem. It's cloud and web-based and is equipped with enterprise-grade security. And so really in sum, an Office 365 Internet is a comprehensive workplace solution that brings your business and Office 365 together in one place and in one unified experience. So now, how do you create an employee-focused Office 365 Internet if you're on Office 365 or looking to move to Office 365? So if you're on or looking to move to Office 365, you have really, in essence, two main options for creating such an employee-focused Internet. Option one, you can build such an Office 365 Internet yourself. You can customize the UI, how it looks, its features, and customize the features based on your exact needs of your employees and teams. But doing so is costly and time consuming. It takes a lot of time, obviously, to plan the specifics, the business requirements to build an intranet, and it requires Office 365 and SharePoint skills, which involves coding. And then you need your IT to support and maintain the intranet because it can be easily outdated and you want it to scale with you as you grow. But if you have the dollars and time and skills to customize your Office 365 and configure it, this may be the way to go. But many businesses don't want to spend the time, dollars. They rather focus on growth initiatives. You may opt to go with a turnkey, ready to go Office 365 Internet, such as our product BizForce 365, that do the work for you. So this is option two. An Office 365 Internet is easy to use. It doesn't require any special skills or IT resources to set up and maintain, and it's quick to set up within a matter of days, and it's cost effective. So downside is you may not be able to get it customized 100%, but 80 to 90% of your needs can be addressed with the ready-to-go turnkey Office 365 Internet like BizForce 365. And then in return, you get the quick ROI with minimal investment and with minimal support and resources needed on your end. And then you get cost-free technology and feature updates. So we continually update the product and you get that as part of the solution. It's a SaaS-based product. So you get regular product and feature updates, so you don't really have to worry about your internet becoming old or obsolete, and you'll ensure scalability so it grows with you. And then with minimal setup, no maintenance, and no training really needed, your overall IT is simplified, keeping your focus more on growing your business rather than your IT and software costs. So I just shared quite a bit of information to give you an overview of what an Office 365 employee-focused Office 365 Internet is and what it really means and what it can do for your business and teams. And please continue to ask your questions. And now Anil will help us see all of this with the demo of our BizPortals 365 product.
Okay, thank you, Sudhi. So that was great information. I'm hoping everyone can hear me, and you can probably see my screen. Let me just make sure of that. Just a minute. All right. Okay, so hopefully you all can see my screen now. So with BizPortals 365, as Sudhi mentioned, really what we are doing is making sure that we bring all the Office 365 applications all into one robust intranet. So you can really see all the information in one place, rather than seeing it in different applications. Okay, so this is our homepage of our BizPortals 365 intranet. Obviously, it's housed on SharePoint. It's going to be part of your Office 365 tenant. So what we do is deploy it on your SharePoint, so you have full control of this intranet once it is deployed. Okay, so 4 key areas that we are going to focus on. One is information distribution. Then we'll talk about forms automation, then document management and project management. Okay, so with information distribution, as I mentioned, you have all these apps. You're working in Outlook. You're working in your regular Office products like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and then you have some other products that Office 365 is added. So information is going to be stored in those apps. So what we really want to make sure is your employees can see all the information in one place, right? So that's our information distribution piece. So on the home page, as you can see, you have a lot of web paths here. So all these individual items are called web paths. You can see all of that very quickly. So as soon as someone logs in, you can get a quick view of your tasks, and you can see the ones that are just initiated for you, the ones that are in progress. There are some visual keys, like if they are overdue, you'll see this red bar here and so on. And then the completed ones. You can anyway jump to any of these tasks by clicking on the title of these. Okay, so very quick way for you to get a list of your tasks. Then on the left, you have my reminders. Again, this is just for your personal use. You want to set up reminders, you can do that here. Then on the top right, you have corporate alerts and news and announcements. Corporate alerts is essentially used in organizations by the IT staff or facilities and administration. They want to alert all the employees. So they can quickly put up an alert here and choose for notifications. So employees could get notified with these alerts. Very easy to set these up, and I'll just show you one. You see these 3 lines there on every web part. Essentially, this is for the consistency in user interface. We want to make sure that users, it's very easy for users to use it. So if you want to add something, it's always you go to this icon, click on settings, and you're able to add an alert. And you can choose if you want to send notifications and so on. Okay, and again, this is controlled by security. So if you have the privilege to set up these, then you can perform these functions. So corporate alerts, news and announcements, great for senior management to announce a company level thing. For example, here you see there's a new office location coming up. You can put a nice picture, and then you can put a brief article here, okay, for your employees to see. We have calendars here. Now, calendars, this session is just to give you an overview, so I won't go into a lot of details, but essentially, you could have multiple calendars housed here, and you can see all of them one by one. And you can also bring in your Microsoft Outlook calendars. You can integrate it with your Outlook and get all the calendars in this view. So as you can see, there are some events here. So essentially, if someone is taking a time off, again, based on your access privileges, you'll start seeing that information in your calendars. Someone is out of the office and so on, you'll see all those events. Okay. Um, then we have on the right side, these are forms, and we'll get into forms automation, and I'll explain you these. But essentially, there are 8 to 10 forms that we supply out of the box, and we can digitize your forms as you need. Every company has their own forms, so we could digitize those. Some good web part for quick links. You want your employees to come on the home page, be able to jump to certain sections of the intranet or external sites. You could set that up here for your employees. There is a great spotlight feature here. Again, this is used by management mostly to recognize their employees. This is a great way to boost employee morale. So again, someone publishes it here, and now everyone has access to that article. Right? Very easy to publish. Again, it works the same way with the icon here on the right side. Okay? Then we have other web paths like people lookup. This is integrated with your Active Directory. So people who have access to this portal's 365, you'll start seeing their little picture here. You can contact them if you integrate it with the telephony. So let's say with your voice over IP systems and your Outlook, obviously it's integrated. You can send them an email, chat with them. If you want to integrate it with Skype, we can assist you with that. So you can not only search for employees, but quickly get hold of them here. Okay, and you can see all the employees by navigating here. A little birthday web part here and work anniversaries. Again, good for people to be able to see that first thing when they come in, and then they could wish the employee. So no one misses important event, essentially. Okay, so this was the home page in brief. The other point of information distribution really is the key point is employee center. Okay, so that's the next section. So this is usually used by HR departments. So what they can do is come and distribute information again in terms of, let's say there's a new program that they're launching in the company. Maybe there's a new addition to one of the teams. They can publish all these events here, announcements, and then everyone can read it. Again, it's as simple as clicking on it and reading through the information. Okay. Also, as you can see on the top left, you could stream again. It's employee for employees. The key thing is, continuous improvement, continuous training for them. It's great if you have some video tutorials. You could just publish it, and it will just stream from this web part. Okay, so great to do that for HR for all the employees. And then information distribution is you want employee onboarding stuff here. So as soon as a new employee comes in, you give them a sign in into this portal. They could come here and they could read through their benefits, employee orientation, timelines, what to expect on the first day, first week, and so on. So you could publish all that information. Now, this is a very key thing that we have done here because by default, SharePoint does not give you the ability to publish information in this format. And that's where our power comes in with this portal 365. Okay. So you can publish information. You could have an employee schedule. I think, let's see if we have a schedule. We don't. Some insurance, travel information for your employees. You can publish all of that in this web part. Moving down on the employee center, let's say there's, you want to put some pictures, a photo gallery of all events. You could publish pictures. Another web part for contacts, key contact information here. And then every site comes with a document library. So you could publish all your policies, plans, benefits for all your employees. So the way this has worked for most of our customers is that HR has full control to publish information, and employees can consume the information as they need. And again, if you have some specific requirements around your HR processes, we could build that right in here. Okay, so we could customize this for you based on your needs. All right, so that was another piece of information distribution. I'll move on to another section that is called My Site. Again, this My Site is a key piece for information distribution. You come in here. Now you can see a great view of all your tasks that you need to do. These tasks could be coming from project sites or your department sites. You could see a consolidated view. This is custom for everyone. So it gives you a great view of the tasks in progress, completed, overdue. You could say what is due today, overdue tasks, the priorities and so on. You could see that. You could drill down into your in progress. So let's say there are 14 tasks there. You'll see each of those tasks here. And then you can, in fact, click on each task to get into the details of it. Okay. And you can search for tasks on the right side. So a great dashboard, a personal dashboard related to tasks. And then we have documents. So these are your documents, the one that you're following on the site. What followed means is, let's say you have flagged them. You want to make sure you can get to those easily. You can flag them and then come here and see those recent documents on the intranet. Great way to see those. So this is all possible in our product with a very tight integration with Office 365 framework. So there are apps like OneDrive and Delve. So we have integrated our intranet with those apps, right? So that's how you can see this information here. All right. So this was in a nutshell of information distribution. Now quickly moving on to forms automation. Okay. If you have any questions around these, please feel free to put that in the chat window, and then we'll try and answer your questions. Otherwise, we'll email you with the answers. Okay, so with forms automation, we give you about, as I said, 8 to 10 forms out of the box. So you can see IT help desk cases. So I'm just going to click on one of these. Essentially, if your employee has an issue with their laptops or any other network infrastructure or network related things, they could just come in, put a title, description, and just go ahead and submit this form. It will go to IT. They'll respond to you. So a lot of subscriptions that you might have for IT help desk management, for other things, you could do away with those with your investment in Office 365 and BizPortal 365. You could essentially just do away with a lot of other subscriptions you might have. So IT help desk case is robust. It's built in here. And as soon as someone submits a case here, it goes to IT in form of a notification, and they can get to it, respond to it, and so on. And we have other forms here, reimbursement requests. That is, again, these are out of the box forms, but we could customize these for you. So reimbursement, mileage reimbursement requests. Also, the way this works is, let's say I'm logged in as Alex. Alex is going to submit an expense reimbursement here, and then it will go to his reviewer, Isaiah, and then Isaiah would look at it. He would get a notification. He would process that form, approve it, and it would go into the administration area. So we could set up, again, the workflow. By default, there's a multi-stage workflow built in our application, but if you would want some customizations done, we could very well do that for you in the product. Okay. So expense reimbursement request, there's a subset of a timesheet entry called the daily activity report. So employees, you could have your employees fill this out every day at the end of every day, and the managers would get notified. Okay, there's a time off request. Again, extremely useful. People take time off. If you have an existing payroll system, it could even send the data over to the payroll system. If you wanted to fetch some data there, we could work with you and customize these. Essentially, it all works in the same way out of the box, that there's a submission done on a form, and it goes to their managers, and then it goes to HR/admin. Okay. And again, this is an overview session, so I'm just going to briefly touch on these. We do have other webinars coming up which dive into details of each of these areas. All right. So with forms automation, what we also give you as part of the product is a form center. And this is a view of it. Essentially, form center is a place where managers could come in, right? And they could go to each of these records, and they can open up the history, the historical records. So let's say I'm going to go ahead with time off request. So HR comes in, and clicks on Open Save Records. It'll take a second, and it'll give you a view, a very good view of all the time off requests that have been submitted, what stage they are in the workflow, and this is your time off. You could click on Teams time off and others and so on as you set it up. Okay, it depends on how you set it up. So we give you a view for all the historical records. On the right side, you have your inbox for your forms. So now I'm logged in as Alex, one of the key users there, and you can see that Alex has submitted all these forms, mileage reimbursements, expense reimbursements, and there you can see the status, and it's currently with the users. So let's say if a manager is out of the office, Alex knows that he could reroute this form and send it to another manager or to the administration directly. Okay. And for managers, there's another tab here to approve. So if managers would log in, they could click on to approve. Right now, Alex is logged in, so we don't see that. Essentially, that is for Alex for the manager to come and start approving the forms right here. You also get notifications in the system, so you could see how many forms you have to approve and so on. So you see that notification, plus you get an email. Okay, so this was a brief overview of the forms automation. Moving on quickly, as I see we are running out of time, we have essentially then let's talk about document management. Okay, so our product has a lot of department sites. You could set up departments, and again, these are out-of-the-box departments, but you could set up your own departments, and each of these departments has a document library at the so you could have multiple document libraries for each department. So that's why I wanted to show you very quickly. Documents, marketing plan templates, it comes up with a different library. Okay, so you could house all your documents essentially by department. As we saw the same in Employee Center, you could have your documents there, right? So moving on to a very quick overview of documents. So I think this is a better view of documents. These are all employee-related plans, policies. So this is part of the main site. If you wanted to perform some extensive actions on this, you could actually go to the document library and click on that. And now you're in the main document library for Employee Center. Here you can see you can browse and upload documents. You can create new documents right from here. It's integrated into Word Online. So it could invoke Word Online and it could start creating a document. You can manage the views. What I mean by views is you could see all documents, or you could select these custom views. You could build these and just select your documents. Okay, and view those. So, and you can drag and drop documents into the grid. You can sync documents to your computer or to Outlook. Again, we'll have detailed sessions on document management, and we would show you all of that. This is tightly integrated into OneDrive. So as you see in OneDrive, our intranet document library starts showing up. So we were looking at Employee Center, and let me just go quickly, to documents, and you'd see all the documents housed here also, right? So you could work within OneDrive and drag and drop documents from your shared documents, your individual ones that you're working on. You could drag it into the intranet folders directly from OneDrive. All right, moving on to the another key area. As I said, we were looking at marketing side. So let's talk very briefly about project management. So you could run projects within departments, or you could run it independent of departments using project site up here. But otherwise, within the marketing department, I want to look at a list of all the projects. I'll click on projects. It will bring me to a portfolio view. These are all my marketing department projects running here. I can get a great summary view of it. Then when I click on one of them, again, please understand that each of these is an individual site. So if I click on digital marketing, this is one of the projects. If I click on it, essentially I see this view. This is a main project view. Again, it gives you a project summary, gives you a nice little description, goals and objectives. You could have discussions running on the top right. Again, this is just like a chat, but this is essential for the project team. They could be running these. And then we have tasks, action items, milestones. You could manage all of that within the project site. Okay, and again, I'm going to bring up one of the document libraries also. So, very advanced project management built in. We have also Kanban boards, and we have Gantt chart views of projects. And when we do showcase this in a project management webinar, if you're interested, please sign up for that. We'll be sending out those invites very soon. Okay, so information distribution, forms automation, document management, project management, these are really the key functions of our intranet. Okay, so it brings, and slowly we are going to be integrating a lot more functionality in here. Again, we base it off Office 365 roadmap. So if you do have any specific requirements that you're looking for, please send that info to us and we'd be happy to work with you. All right. Okay, so let's move on to, we have about 3 or 4 minutes in the webinar. Let me see if there are questions, and I want to address those. Just a minute. All right, let me take the questions. Okay, so one question I see here, are each department library secure and individual from other sites? Yes, they are. So what we do is set up permissions for each of the sites. There is by default a site owner, who really owns, he has full rights to add people, remove, delete things, and then he can set up permissions for the other team members, okay, be it a project site. So it's fully secure. Okay. Next question is, does this work with a business essentials version of Office 365? Yes, it does. So basically, our intranet will work on all Office 365 versions as long as they have SharePoint in them. We'll be able to deploy this on your tenant. Okay. Okay. The next one, how soon can it be deployed? Well, the way this works is, once we get through the contractual stuff, we sign you up as a customer. We'll have all online sessions. There's no on-site visit. And through an online session, we would be able to deploy our BizPortals 365 app on your Office 365 tenant. And then from there on, we offer onboarding services. We have free customer training sessions and so on. So deployment, if it's installation, it is one session, and then it would take you anywhere from a week to 2 weeks to fully utilize the system. Okay. Again, all depending on the initial configurations that you would want in the intranet. Okay. How can I bring in my network file shares, documents? Okay. So as I mentioned, you might be using right now your network file shares that is on your C drive, D, wherever, a common network, you have all your documents. You want to segregate those. When you start thinking of an intranet, you should think of department sites and say, okay, which documents are going to go where? And it's as easy as opening up your OneDrive, right? And once you attach our BizPortals 365 to your tenant, you could use OneDrive to really drag and drop your documents, or directly from your network file shares, you could copy and paste into the grid that I showed you all earlier. So you could just drop documents there. Okay. There is a whole thing that goes around in terms of categorizing the documents. We have a lot of functionality in our document management piece. So once you attend that webinar, or if you want a one-on-one demo, I'd be happy to do that for you. All right. Okay. So I'll take the last question. How can I integrate this with my CRM application? Okay. I don't know what application you're mentioning, but essentially with CRM, take it Microsoft CRM, Salesforce, any system of CRM, which preferably has a SQL server at the back end. We can integrate this portal with that. We can bring in information, display it. So we could have a one-way integration. So it will just push information here, or we could essentially do a two-way. So you can write to your databases also on the other end. Okay, so with that, I think we are running out of time now. I'll be answering all your other questions via email. Please be on the lookout for future webinar emails or contact us for a one-on-one demo. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.